Hello there, my name is Yellow Ranger, and let's talk television. Television is arguably the most popular form of media in today's world. Services like Netflix and Stan prove that to be very true, as they basically are made for people to binge watch hours of long-form shows. And the television show is insanely special, as it allows for greater growth of a character and story, which a 1.5 hour film can never achieve. You could watch a character grow up, watch the hero become the villain, and get emotionally invested in characters which you've spent countless hours on, with them only to die. There are many great television shows out there that really keep you engaged and are just fantastic. Vikings, Breaking Bad, the first 6 seasons of Game of Thrones, the first 2 seasons of Arrow, the first season of The Walking Dead, and the first couple of episodes of The Flash. Just stop making DC shows, they're all fucking horrible. All these shows are not only well written, but they keep you engaged and watching and watching.
I'm not going to be talking about one of these shows, but instead a show which forced me to... You probably can't fucking hear me with this thing on. I'm not going to be talking about one of these shows, but instead a show that forced me to stop watching after 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Riverdale is an American mystery/drama that serves as a reboot of the popular comic book series Archie. The show aims to be an edgy and dark retelling of a usually happy and light-hearted comic about a guy who has it all.
Now, given the show a darker tone is not the problem with it. I am completely for reboots that completely disrespect or betray the source material. So when I see videos about Riverdale saying how it betrays its source material, it just makes me wonder whether that's the actual problem with the show or people are just choosing to ignore the real problem. Because it's hard to believe that comic book accuracy is not important. No, the problem with the show is not its inaccuracy. The problem is that it's basically shit and resembles a CW show.
CW produces some of the worst TV shows I've ever seen. Almost none of their shows are good, with some rare exceptions that they just fuck up anyway later on. The acting is always horrible. The writing consists of drama that is only relevant for a few episodes before being completely abandoned and forgotten the very next episode, and they always hire directors that do nothing artistic or good looking. So when I went to watch Riverdale for the first time, I was expecting something more given that it's a Netflix original. Of course, Defenders and Iron Fist have proven that Netflix produces some pretty bad content. I was still expecting something watchable, but as soon as I saw the WB logo, I knew God hated me.
You're probably wondering why exactly I stopped watching after 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Well, that's because of 3 things. Narration, exposition, and flashback. There's nothing inherently wrong with these things. There's plenty of great films and shows that start off with this. It's just Riverdale does it in such a boring and uninteresting way that even Cole Sprouse sounds like he's going to kill himself.
Our story is about a town, a small town, and the people who live in the town.
Our story is in a town. A small town. Our story is in a town. A small town. And the people who live in that town. Who the fuck wrote this? This sounds like it comes from the first paragraph of some 15-year-old slice of life / high school Hunger Games fanfiction.
The first problem here is cinematography. There's generic aerial shots, pans and dollies that barely move, but are just visible enough to piss me off.
Keep your camera still. It looks better and isn't obnoxious and distracting. Moving the camera during a montage isn't pretty. It's just annoying.
The name of our town is Riverdale.
Roll credits. And then there's the generic pop track that sounds exactly like every other slightly deep female singer after Lorde got famous.
And our story begins, I guess.
The I guess adds a little bit of casualness and edginess to the narrator and just makes us know that Cole Sprouse's character doesn't play by the rules and he's a bad boy.
On the 4th of July, just after dawn, Jason and Cheryl Blossom drove out to Sweetwater River for an early morning boat ride.
What fucking twins go out for an early morning boat ride? What kids in the 21st century go out for a boat ride in general? Are the writers for the show actually middle-aged white men who do not understand teenagers and are writing a show to appeal to teenagers. Why?
I mean, I'm a twin. Maybe I should try it.
Hey Callum, you want to go for an early morning boat ride?
Fuck off.
Are you scared, Jason?
And beautiful white people, a staple of CW shows. Also, the filming of the Blossom twins is really erotic, like they're fucking or something. It's incredibly awkward, especially to me because I have a twin. Then some cunt named Handkerchief finds Cheryl by the water, which she just says,
Jason.
"That's a kid, not Jason." Why would you say that, you rang a cunt? These cuts in time with the music are fine, as well as Cheryl being in the center of shot. It's probably the only decent shot in the whole episode.
Riverdale police dragged Sweetwater River for Jason's body, but never found it.
Holy shit, is that the white friend from Little Man? What the hell are you doing in this pile of shit?
You and me, this is father-son stuff right here, huh? Here we go.
Ready, set,
I love you, baby!
hike!
What? Victoria's Secret! You want the hospital or the graveyard, punk? Here we go!
Also, this woman is just talking shit about Jason, saying he should burn in hell, which is probably only there to set up some drama later on. Then her husband just looks at her like, "What the fuck are you talking about, bitch? A boy just died and you're saying he should burn in hell? Show some heart, you worthless slut."
What? Hey, is that fucking Cody from Sweet Love of Zack and Cody? Somehow he's worse in this than when he was a kid.
Apparently the story Cheryl told was that she dropped a glove into the water and Jason tipped the boat when reaching for it and drowned? I don't fucking know. Cheryl probably didn't kill him because it'd be too obvious, and if there's one thing I know this show will pride itself on, is its plot twists. That make no sense and are for drama only. Then it cuts to another beautiful white girl with her mum, and this is where I stopped watching because she brings up something about an apartment being in her name rather than her dad's. I knew I stumbled into shit and just ran off faster than a pedophile being caught with child pornography.
Now that's all I watched, then the opening is horrible. It did everything wrong, and is a good lesson on what not to do when opening your film or show. It doesn't establish anything, and is blandly written and overall boring. But let's compare it to something that started off in a very similar way but did everything better. That show, of course, is Eromanga Sensei.
You see, Riverdale has generic, poorly written dialogue, dull cinematography, and no cute underage anime girl. Eromanga Sensei has competent dialogue, competent direction, and a cute underage anime girl. And it doesn't take 2 minutes and 40 seconds to explain everything, but instead cuts that time in half and has narration and shots that describe the characters without telling much. From this shot alone, we can see that Izumi is a writer, and as he describes his sister, we know without being explicitly told how much he loves her. From Sagiri's body movements alone, we can tell how awkward and shy she is, without being told a single word. And this line, that delivers the information so bluntly, doesn't feel forced or like exposition.
My point is that a show about a guy trying to fuck his younger, underage sister, who's not related by blood, does everything better than Riverdale. It goes by the show not tell rule, has some artistic integrity, hard to believe. And although it opens in almost exactly the same way, it's still better than Riverdale. I want to say this again, a show about a guy trying to fuck his underage sister is better than Riverdale.
In just over 1 minute, we get our two main protagonists' personalities and what they're doing at this point in their life. In Riverdale, we're over 2 minutes in, and we aren't introduced to anyone apart from these twins, who in the first 2 minutes of them being on screen, hold no personality whatsoever. We know nothing about them, apart from the fact that one dies and they fuck each other.
You could say that Eromanga Sensei doesn't do a lot of lollygagging, like Riverdale.
Now, you're probably complaining that I haven't watched enough of the whole show to properly judge it, and you'd be right in saying that. But I won't watch it because the show isn't made for someone like me. I mean, I'm lonely in my early adulthood, self-conscious, not attractive, living in a middle-class life with no real problems, and yet I still feel depressed and anxious about my middle-class life. Wait. That's this show's demographic. Still, I've watched a fair few scenes from the show and everything about it adds up to your regular teen soap opera for girls in the mid-teens to early 20s who like mystery shows because they think they're a fucking mystery gang.
If you're going to watch a bad show, at least make sure the show is actually entertaining. I'm just gonna show you a show that actually is good. Okay, that's just shit. Don't watch that. Oh, definitely, that was good. That's fucking... Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, great. See? Fucking Ever After High. Now, this is a fucking terrible show, but it's entertaining at least. I mean, just look at it. Look how awesome it is. It's fucking great.
I'll probably never review the rest of this season or even the whole show, unless this video gets popular enough and people ask for it. And I think I'll only ever watch the show on my own if they have an Archie vs Predator episode. Thank you for watching.
What can I say except you're welcome for the tides, the sun, the sky.